The set was already tense, but nobody could have predicted the explosion that was about to happen. Cameras were rolling, crew members were whispering, and then out of nowhere Rasheeda lunged. In a shocking, unscripted moment, she slapped Jasmine so hard the sound echoed across the stage. Gasps filled the room, castmates froze, and the director's frantic calls for cut went ignored. But here's the part that's sending the entire industry into chaos. Wasn't just the slap. Because seconds later, someone's hidden. Microphone picked up a private off-script exchange that was never meant to be heard. That audio leaked, and what's on it? It's far worse than the physical attack. Now Jasmine isn't just clapping back, she's pulling receipts, dropping names, and promising to burn every bridge necessary to expose the truth. And when you hear who else is caught in the crossfire, you'll understand why this could end. Careers. The air on set was thick. That day so thick you could practically slice it with a knife. Everyone felt it. The crew wasn't joking around. The background chatter was low, and even the camera operators seemed to be moving slower, like they knew something was coming. The production was halfway through filming what was supposed to be a high-energy scene. But every time Jasmine walked in, the energy shifted. Rasheeda noticed it. The tension wasn't new, it had been simmering for weeks, but what nobody realized was that today, it was going to boil over. It started with side comments. A makeup artist told a PA that Rasheeda had been pacing in her dressing room, muttering under her breath about fake smiles and backstabbers. Jasmine, on the other hand, was trying to play it cool, laughing with another cast member. But even her laugh sounded forced. You could feel her scanning the room, waiting for something to happen. The scene was supposed to be simple, a casual on-set conversation between the two women for a storyline. They were filming, but as soon as they stepped into frame, the temperature dropped. Rasheeda gave her lines with a sharpness that cut through the script. Jasmine fired back with an improvised jab that wasn't in the script. At all, something about keeping your man in check before worrying about mine. The second those words left her mouth, Rasheeda's eyes went dark. Witnesses say you could see the decision happen in real time. Rasheeda didn't even think twice. Stepped forward, closed the space between them, and delivered a slap so loud it stopped the cameras cold. Gasps, shouts, chaos. A cameraman dropped his rig. One producer yelled for security, but the guards were still across the set. And Jasmine, she didn't cry, she didn't stumble. She just stood there, her cheek reddening, her jaw clenched, like she was swallowing the urge to swing back. What happened next wasn't caught on the main cameras, but it was caught somewhere. A boom mic operator who was still holding his equipment up captured every word of what came after. And here's where it gets insane. The slap wasn't even the most shocking part in the leaked audio. Now making the rounds on every gossip page, you can hear Rasheeda lean in, her voice low, but dripping with venom. You think I don't know about the hotel? About you and Kirk? About that video? That's when Jasmine lets out a short, cold laugh and says, you should worry less about the video and more about what I have in my phone. 'Cause when I drop it, you won't have a brand left to protect. Those words, when I drop it, ignited the internet like a match to gasoline. Fans immediately started guessing what she was talking about. Was it proof of an affair? Financial receipts? A clip tying Rasheeda to something bigger? Within hours, Jasmine's phone was trending. Some fans swore it was connected to old rumors about Kirk's alleged late-night meets. Others speculated it could be tied to something Rasheeda had been working hard to bury from her early career, while the crew tried to calm things down on set. Jasmine walked off without another word, her heels clicking against the floor in a way that made it clear she was far from finished. Rasheeda was pulled aside by producers, who were clearly torn between controlling the situation and realizing they had just captured reality TV gold. Later that day, Jasmine broke her silence on Instagram. She posted a close-up selfie, her cheek still slightly flushed from the slap, with the caption, "You hit me, but I'm about to hit harder. Stay tuned." She didn't tag Rasheeda, she didn't name names, but she didn't have to. The comment section blew up instantly. Fans demanded the phone evidence. Industry insiders started deeming gossip bloggers with hints that what Jasmine had was career-ending. Rasheeda, for her part, played it cool, at least publicly. She posted a photo in full glam, captioned "Unbothered." But those close to production say she was far from unbothered. The source, who claimed to be in the dressing room afterward, told a YouTube gossip channel that Rasheeda was furious, pacing back and forth and making calls to shut Jasmine down before she opens her mouth. That's when the next leak dropped, and it wasn't from Jasmine. Someone from inside production sent an anonymous email to multiple blogs with a file attached. A short, grainy video of Kirk Frost leaving what looked like a hotel lobby at 2 a.m. The quality wasn't great, but it was enough to start the rumor machine all over again. The timestamp on the footage: just 2 weeks before filming started, Jasmine immediately went live. She didn't confirm the video. She didn't deny it. She just smirked into the camera and said, "Funny how y'all find things at just the right time. Wonder what else is about to come out?" Her followers exploded in the comments, some begging her to spill everything, others warning her to be careful because they might try to silence her. By that evening, another twist emerged. A supposed friend of Jasmine's posted a screenshot of a text exchange between them. In the messages, Jasmine wrote, "She thinks she's untouchable. Let's see how she feels when Atlanta hears the audio." That line sent every blogger into a frenzy, because if Jasmine still had more audio beyond the slap scene, what could possibly be worse than what we'd already heard? Fans started connecting dots, digging into old episodes, past interviews, and even old Instagram captions from years ago. Theories popped up linking this to a long-buried dispute over business deals, friendships gone sour, and even past cast feuds that never got full closure. Suddenly, this wasn't just Jasmine versus Rasheeda, it was Jasmine versus the entire image Rasheeda had built over the last decade. But here's where things took an even darker turn. Late that night, an Atlanta-based gossip page posted a blurry screenshot of what they claimed was a text from Kirk to Jasmine sent weeks ago. The message read, "I told you to delete it. You're playing with fire." It didn't specify what it was, but the timing lined up perfectly with the rumors about Jasmine's mysterious phone evidence. By the time the sun came up, the slap was old news. The real story, the one keeping everyone up at night, was what Jasmine had in her possession and how far she was willing to go to use it. Every major blog was chasing the same question. Was this just petty reality TV drama? Or was Jasmine about to detonate a bomb big enough to shake Atlanta's entertainment scene to its core? And as whispers started about a certain off-the-record meeting between Rasheeda's camp and a top PR crisis manager, one thing was becoming crystal clear. This fight was no longer confined to the set. This was about to spill into the public, in a way that no one could control. The only question left was Jasmine bluffing, or was she really ready to destroy everything? By the time lunchtime hit the next day, the entire Atlanta gossip circuit was locked onto one question. What exactly was in Jasmine's phone? The slap, the leaked audio, and the grainy hotel video had already gone viral. But it was clear those were just the appetizer. The main course, the thing that could completely derail Rasheeda's carefully curated image, was still locked away behind Jasmine's smug silence. Fans were turning into full-blown detectives. Hashtag movements like hashtag drop the receipts and hashtag JASMINE's phone were trending, with people scouring every clip, every behind-the-scenes photo, every suspicious gap in Rasheeda's social media. Some even claimed they had decoded Jasmine's cryptic captions from the past month, pointing to subtle digs at Rasheeda hidden in emojis and timing. But then the first insider broke ranks. A stylist who had worked with both women before posted a series of cryptic Instagram stories, starting with, "Y'all think y'all know, but y'all have no idea. Phones don't lie. Audio don't lie." The next slide was even more telling, a blurred screenshot of what appeared to be a Notes app entry titled "The Backup Plan." No details were visible, but the title alone was enough to send speculation spiraling. Meanwhile, on set, tensions had hit an all-time high. Producers had called both women in 4 separate damage control meetings. Sources say Rasheeda came in first, composed but visibly angry, demanding that all leaked content be taken down immediately. She reportedly told producers, "This isn't just a storyline anymore. This is personal. And if she crosses the line, I will sue." Jasmine's meeting was entirely different. Instead of being defensive, she reportedly leaned back in her chair, smiled, and told producers, "If she thinks I'm scared, she should remember I have nothing to lose. I'll burn the whole set down if I have to." The crew wasn't just rattled, they were scared. Rumors began flying that the network's legal team was now involved, not just to protect the show, but to protect themselves from a potential PR disaster. This could get ugly fast. One crew member allegedly told a gossip blogger, "We're not just talking about personal drama. There's stuff here that could embarrass the network, and they know it." Then, as if on cue, a new clip dropped. This one wasn't from the day of the slap, it was from a week earlier, showing Rasheeda and Kirk having a heated argument in what looked like a parking lot. The audio was faint, but you could hear Kirk say, "If it gets out, it's not on me." Followed by Rasheeda snapping back, "You better make sure she deletes it." Fans immediately linked she to Jasmine, convinced now more than ever that the it in question was the mysterious phone evidence. By mid-afternoon, the plot took another turn. Jasmine posted an Instagram story, just a black screen with a single sentence. 3 people, 2 lies, 1 truth, coming soon. She didn't name anyone, but the internet didn't need much to run wild. Comment sections lit up with theories about the 3 people involved. Some guessed it was Jasmine, Rasheeda, and Kirk. Others thought it might be Jasmine, Rasheeda, and another cast member who had been suspiciously quiet during all of this. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's silence was deafening. For someone known to clap back quickly, she was holding her tongue. But insiders claimed this wasn't by choice. Her PR team had allegedly advised her to stay quiet until the noise dies down. The problem? The noise wasn't dying down, it was getting louder. That night, another anonymous email landed in the inboxes of several gossip sites. This one included a short audio snippet different from the original Slap Day leak. In this one, you can clearly hear Jasmine's voice saying, "You want to play dirty? I can play dirtier. Remember Miami? That one word Miami sent shockwaves through the fan base? Miami was a sore spot in Rasheeda and Kirk's history. Years earlier, whispers about a Miami incident had made the rounds, but nothing concrete had ever surfaced. Now, with Jasmine using it as a threat, the rumor mill exploded. Old blind items from gossip blogs were dug up, pieced together with grainy vacation photos and shaky eyewitness accounts. The theory forming was dangerous. That Jasmine's evidence could tie Rasheeda or Kirk to something that went far beyond petty drama. The next morning, things escalated yet again. An Atlanta-based YouTube T channel called Sip and Spill went live with what they claimed was exclusive intel from someone who had actually seen Jasmine's phone. According to this source, the evidence wasn't just one thing. It was a combination of screenshots, videos, and voice memos spanning months. If she drops all of it, it won't just hurt Rasheeda, the host said, leaning into the camera. It'll drag in people y'all never thought would be connected. Within hours, hashtags like #MiamiReceipts and #VoiceMemoGate were trending, and bloggers were racing to piece together the puzzle before Jasmine made her next move. Then came the boldest moment yet. Jasmine went live, sitting in her living room with a smug smile and her phone in hand. "I've been real patient," she began. "But since some people think they can put their hands on me and get away with it, I think it's time to start telling the truth. This isn't just about me. This is about lies that have been protected for way too long." She paused, scrolling on her phone for dramatic effect. "I'm giving y'all a little something today. The rest, well, Let's just say they better hope I change my mind. She then played a heavily edited audio clip. The voices were distorted, but fans swore they could still recognize Rasheeda's tone as she said, "If this comes out, it's over for all of us." That was followed by a man's voice, allegedly. Kirk saying, "Then you better make sure she disappears before she talks." The clip cut off there, leaving everyone in stunned silence. Rasheeda's camp immediately called the audio fabricated, releasing a short statement saying, "These are doctored clips intended to mislead the public. We will be pursuing legal action against any outlet that shares them." But the damage was already done. The leaked audio reignited calls for Jasmine to drop the full evidence, with fans now convinced there was a bigger, darker secret at play. And just when it seemed like Jasmine might actually release more, she dropped another bombshell, a cryptic post showing the corner of a laptop screen, with the caption, "Everything's backed up." Just in case, by the end of the night, the atmosphere had shifted. This wasn't just gossip anymore. It felt like a countdown to an explosion. The industry was watching. The network was watching. And somewhere in Atlanta, both Rasheeda and Kirk were scrambling to figure out their next move before Jasmine decided to end the game entirely. By Tuesday morning, the laptop backup post had taken on a life of its own. Fans were dissecting every pixel of the image Jasmine posted, zooming in on the tiny bits of text visible on the screen, running it through filters, even claiming to see folder names that could be linked to old rumors. The speculation was uncontrollable. #JasmineLaptop was now trending nationwide. But behind the scenes, things were even messier. A well-placed insider told a popular Atlanta gossip podcast that Kirk and Rasheeda were in full panic mode, holding emergency meetings with both legal counsel and a crisis PR firm. They're trying to figure out what she actually has. The insider revealed the worst part is, they don't know. She's been too smart about it. She's telling the truth about backups, they can't touch it. Meanwhile, bloggers started dropping hints that Jasmine's evidence wasn't just about Rasheeda and Kirk Kit, might also implicate other cast members. People who had no idea they were even part of the story until now. One blogger even claimed that at least one big name had already reached out to Jasmine privately, offering her money to keep certain files buried. The tension ratcheted up another notch when an anonymous Twitter account posted a 2-second muted video clip from what appeared to be Jasmine's phone. It showed a man, some say it was Kirk, walking into a hotel room. The angle was from behind, shot through a partially open door. The clip was so short it gave no context, but the implication was enough to set off another wave of chaos. At the same time, a smaller but still vocal group of fans began turning against Jasmine, accusing her of dragging this out for clout. But if they thought public pressure would push her twofold, they were wrong. That same afternoon, she posted another message to her Instagram story. "When you've been lied on, disrespected, and attacked, you don't owe silence to anybody. You owe them the truth." And that's exactly what's coming. Around 4 p.m., an Atlanta-based YouTube channel called Spill First went live, claiming they had spoken to someone from inside production who had heard the entire unedited audio from the day of the slap. According to this source, the leaked snippet the public had heard so far was just the tip of the iceberg. The full exchange allegedly included Rasheeda threatening to end Jasmine's place on the show permanently and hinting that she could make a call to pull her from future filming. Jasmine, in turn, allegedly responded by naming 3 other people who wouldn't survive if she exposed what she knew. The host of Spill First also claimed the source confirmed that the Miami incident was real and that the video evidence tied to it wasn't just suggestive. It was irrefutable. They didn't drop specifics, but they made it clear. If Jasmine's laptop really had the Miami footage, it could create a scandal that extended far beyond the show. That night, Rasheeda finally broke her silence in a way that stunned everyone. She went live on Instagram, looking directly into the camera. "Y'all think you know, but you don't," she said. What you're seeing is someone trying to manipulate the narrative for their own gain. I'm not perfect, but I'm not what she's trying to make me out to be. And as for the so-called evidence, go ahead, show it. But remember, once you do, you can't take it back. The comments section exploded half. The viewers praised her for standing her ground, while the other half accused her of bluffing. Almost immediately after Rasheeda ended her live, Jasmine fired back without even speaking. She posted a boomerang video of her laptop screen with one file highlighted. The file name, VIP_lounge_Miami.mp4. No caption, no sound, just the file name in bold white letters. It was the kind of move that didn't need explanation. The timing alone made it clear she was calling Rasheeda's bluff. Within minutes, the internet went into meltdown mode. YouTubers scrambled to go live. Twitter threads ran wild with theories. And even mainstream entertainment outlets started covering the feud. Headlines like "Jasmine threatens to drop explosive Miami footage after Rasheeda calls her bluff" were everywhere. And then, as if to pour gasoline on the fire, another player stepped in. A verified gossip columnist with deep ties to Atlanta. Nightlife tweeted, "If the footage drops, you'll see why she kept it for leverage. It's not just about cheating. It's about power, money, and betrayal." That single tweet sent speculation into overdrive. What could possibly be in that file that would hit all three: power, money, and betrayal? While the internet tried to piece it together, things were shifting behind the scenes. Multiple sources claimed the network had now offered Jasmine a private settlement in exchange for handing over all the files. Backups included Dan signing a non-disclosure agreement. But Jasmine, according to one source, laughed in their face. She wasn't interested in money, she wanted revenge. And just when it felt like we'd reached the boiling point, another anonymous leak appeared. This time, it was a voice memo allegedly sent from Kirk to an unknown recipient. In it, the man who sounded exactly like Kirk said, "She's not scared to use it. If it comes out, we're all screwed." That line alone was enough to send shockwaves through the fandom. People weren't just waiting for the file to drop anymore. They were bracing for it by the next morning. Even people outside the hip-hop and reality TV world were paying attention. National talk shows mentioned the feud in their entertainment segments. One host joked, "This is the hip-hop version of Watergate Laptopgate." Then, in the most dramatic twist yet, Jasmine posted a countdown timer on her Instagram page. No explanation, no words, just a digital timer set to expire in 48 hours. Fans immediately assumed this was the moment she'd finally release the Miami footage. The comment section turned into a war zone, with Rasheeda's supporters begging her to stop and Jasmine's fans cheering her on. Rasheeda's team didn't stay silent this time. They put out an official statement calling the countdown a clear attempt at extortion, and warning that legal consequences will follow if any fabricated or illegally obtained materials are released. But the statement only seemed to energize Jasmine's supporters, who flooded her page with messages of encouragement. As the hours ticked down, tension in Atlanta reached an almost surreal level. Paparazzi spotted Jasmine out at dinner with a well-known investigative journalist, which only fueled more theories. Was she planning to drop the footage through the press instead of on her own platform? Was she building a bigger stage for the reveal? The truth was, nobody knew except Jasmine, and judging by the glint in her eyes every time she posted, she was savoring every second of the anticipation. When the countdown finally hit its halfway mark, Jasmine posted one more cryptic message. "When the truth comes out, remember, they started it." And now the whole world is holding its breath, waiting to see if Jasmine will actually press play, or if someone will stop her before she does. And now you understand why this isn't just another petty on-set fight. This is a full-blown powder keg with the fuse already lit. We've got the slap, the leaked audio, the hotel whispers, the Miami connection, and now a laptop countdown that could expose power plays, secret deals, and betrayals nobody ever thought would see daylight. If Jasmine really drops that file, it's not just Rasheeda and Kirk who are going to feel the heat. Could flip the entire Atlanta entertainment scene upside down. Careers, relationships, brands, all on the chopping block. But here's the thing, you can't just scroll past this and think you'll catch the end later. The next update could drop at any moment, and when it does, you'll want to be first, in line to see it before anyone else. Hit that like button right now to make sure this story keeps climbing. Drop your wildest theory in the comments, because trust me, the craziest ones might not be as far-fetched as you think. And smash that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and stay locked in, because when that timer hits 0, we'll be right here with the unfiltered truth, and you do not want to be late to this reveal.